Welcome. I'm really happy that you're here. For the practice today, really straightforward practice, postnatal practice. You're going to need a block. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow or a cushion. And then if you have an extra cushion or pillow, then you might want to grab that as well. Baby could be with you. I have baby model with me today. However, the practice will focus on you to help you get back into your body, to bring some stability into your pelvis, to support your back, and then of course to create some space around the shoulders, the chest, the upper body. Okay, so we're going to start on our back. You want to have the block easily available beside you for a little bit later on. And as a way to really safely transition on our back, let's begin by rolling on our side. Using your arms on the way down and then flipping onto your back. For now, keep your legs folded easily. You might prefer opening your feet a little bit wider than your hips and letting your knees rest in, setting up the back of the pelvis nice and broad. Let's place one hand on our belly, the other hand on our chest. Elbows resting down comfortably. Close your eyes. Let's begin by inviting a full inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. And in this quality of the sigh, the exhale, feel your body sinking onto the support of the floor. Shifting your awareness back inward so that you can start really feeling and sensing your breath. Look for any areas of unnecessary tension, especially through your upper body, but also into your back, even into your belly and pelvic floor. And over the next few rounds of breath, let your breath gently travel back down into the abdomen. Breathing in, everything expands. Breathing out, everything softens and melts. Then let's open the arms straight out, wide, T-shaped, palms of your hands facing the ceiling. Your feet can go almost as wide as your mat here, and we'll just start to gently guide our knees side to side. Bring this movement wherever it feels right for you. Perhaps you keep things really small. Maybe it feels okay for you to let the weight of your head fall. Keep checking in with the breath. And just notice the sensations you're meeting in the hips, the thighs, but also the spine and the organs of your belly. And then as we find center again, we'll use the hands to hug the knees in towards the chest. Knees don't necessarily have to be together here. Make this feel comfortable. And again, invite a full inhale through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. We're keeping the right knee in. You can interlace the fingers around the knee. And as you keep the knee in, release your left foot down first. Setting up your shoulders wide, long spine. You can stay, or you might prefer lengthening your left leg down. With the strength in your arms, meaning you want to keep your leg really easy, we're going to circle the right knee around. This offers a gentle massage into the organs of your belly on the right side. To switch sides, bring your left knee in first. Wrap your hands around. Right foot releases down first. Setting up well. Option to stay or to lengthen your right leg to the floor. Find your breath. And slowly circle the knee around. Let's fold the knees in again, and we're going to meet onto our side. Okay, for this, you want to make sure you have room to reach your arms up above your head. So I'm going to scooch down a little bit. Your legs will be folded in easily. And then we want to start those arm circles, really nice way to open through the chest with both arms in front of us, palms together. Let your head rest down, unless you prefer to have a little cushion under your head for support. So quite simple here. We're going to slowly reach the arm up overhead. And as you try to bring a full circle here, let your upper back roll. Let the back of your head roll. Your arm may or may not stay on the floor. That's okay. We'll complete our circle down towards the hips and back to starting position. Let's do that about 2 or 3 more times. It's quite possible that along the way you find a really good spot. Stay there and breathe. Nice and easy. One last round here. Alright, take the time to transition over onto your second side. Top arm goes up overhead to start the circle. And rolling onto your back again. Here you'll want to have your block. So if you have a block or a pillow or a cushion, we're going to place it between the inner thighs. And I actually very much enjoy placing it on the mid-level of the block as opposed to the narrower side. I find that it just feels a little bit better in my pelvis. So the block will come right between the inner thighs, and then you want to align your ankles with your knees. Here the pelvis will come to neutral, so back of the pelvis nice and broad on the floor with a tiny little space between your lower back and the ground. There will be no movement happening in the pelvis or spine. All we're going to look for is a little bit of that internal feeling of engagement. We're going to try to wake up into the pelvic floor and the lower belly. For this, a good point of reference or a good image to work with is to imagine the 2 hip bones kind of sticking out at the front of your pelvis. And on each exhale, we're going to work at drawing those 2 points closer together. And this should help us to feel that lower belly engagement. So you can actually dig gently your fingertips right inside of those 2 hip bones into the flesh of the lower belly. Every inhale, let your belly relax and expand. On the exhale, feel the 2 hip bones coming closer together, and you should feel those muscles kind of engaging under your fingertips. We pulse with the breath, so on the inhale, you release. Exhale, gently, gradually drawing the 2 hip bones closer in. Keep going like this. Now for some of us, the pelvic floor kind of engages naturally as we think about those 2 hip bones coming closer. However, especially in the postpartum time, sometimes we need a little extra awareness we need to just gently guide the pelvic floor muscles. So as you exhale and bring those two hip bones closer, think about the pelvic floor right at the bottom of the bowl of your pelvis, drawing gently in and up, nothing too strong. And the inhale to release and expand. Last one here. Good. Okay, this is going to continue as we move on to the next one. This time coming into bridge poses. We still have the block between the inner thighs. If this feels too tiring now, you can move it over to the side, keeping your legs about hip distance apart. Our focus now will be on waking up into the glutes, the bum muscles. So on your inhale, let your belly expand. On the exhale, engage your glutes, press in the heels and lift your hips up for a small bridge pose. At the top of the bridge, we don't want to lift from the belly or chest. We actually want to keep the ribs down and focus more on the pubic bone lifting or the back of the pelvis lifting. But we'll flow with the breath. So on your inhale, lower the hips back down with control. Exhale, engage the glutes and lift. We'll have about 5 more of those. Inhale to lower. Exhale, press the heels down as you lift. Keep going. And just notice if one side is taking a little bit more weight than the other. Try to seek a bit more symmetry. But 2 more to go. If this feels pretty good, try to maybe even lift the front part of your feet off the floor. Last one here. Once your hips come down, take a moment to remove the block if it's not already the case. And then we'll bring our legs in a butterfly shape. Bottom of the feet together, knees open. Take a moment to let the inner thighs release. And if need be in your body, you could bring support by sliding some cushions or pillows or blocks under your thighs. Every inhale, your belly, your whole torso expands. On the exhale, just soften. Okay, so here again, we're going to focus on some glute activation, pelvic floor, belly activation. This is completely optional to bring movement, but you can still work on creating the engagement. So take an inhale, let everything expand. On the exhale, engage the glutes. Option to stay or to lift your pelvis ever so slightly off the floor. On your inhale, release your hips back down. Release everything at the bottom. Exhale, engage and maybe lift. One more only like this. And once your hips are down, gather your legs closer in. Maybe hold onto your thighs and give your legs a little stretch up. Okay, we're going to come to seated. Rolling on your side. Checking in on baby. All right. If it's nicer in your body, you can bring some support right under your butt, right under your hips. This really allows you to come more on your sits bones. Okay, resetting everything. All right. Sitting nice and tall, let your chest broaden. And we'll inhale to circle the arms up. Looking for space. We're really trying to reach high up towards the ceiling. Let your right hand come down. And you can slowly head into your side stretch. And I'm actually using the right hand to keep my seat really anchored. Bringing your left hand behind the head. Breathing space between your left hip and your left elbow. Try to maintain your shoulders wide, even if that means bending your bottom arm a little bit. We'll inhale to rise, both arms up, lengthening up. Left hand down, side stretch. Keep your sits bones rooting down. And right hand behind the head. Coming up to center, set up your fingertips right behind you. Engage the upper back, and as you grow taller, lift your chest, heart and gaze up. Transferring your hands forward and you mount, just a little taste of a forward fold here. We're walking our hands closer to come up, and let's create some fists. You can even give your fingers a gentle squeeze in, circling the wrist slowly, a couple times. Shoulders are easy. And reverse. Good. Give your hands a little shake. Next one, we're going to have our right palm facing the ceiling. You're spreading all of your fingers, and your left hand can help you to stretch the fingers down at first, and eventually folding the rest. Now the same stretch can be done on the floor if that's available to you. And you don't necessarily need to bring the heel of your hand to the floor. Easy shoulders. And release and shake the hand. Same thing with your left palm facing up. Stretch the fingers down. Fold the wrist. Option to stay or to use the floor slightly deeper. Shake the hands. Last one. We'll squeeze the fingers again, and we'll spread them really wide, and we'll keep closing and up, opening. A few more of those. You can also pick up the pace. We're just waking up the musculature in the hands, the rest of the forearms, and shake. Alright, hands and knees, tabletop position. If you have an awake baby, you can shift baby closer to the front of your mat, just so you have a little bit of eye contact with them. Draw your shoulders wide. On your inhale, open the chest. Exhale, engage the abdominals a little bit as you start to round and curl in. And we'll keep going. Inhale to cow stretch. Exhale to cat stretch. Following your breath a few more times. You can keep things really straightforward. Or maybe you play with a little bit more freedom, shifting, exploring. Inviting a sense of suppleness again, vitality through your spine. Alright, tuck all of your toes, sit back towards the heels. Forearms can rest down. Keep your shoulders easy. If it feels nice, you can bow your head down. As we stay here a little bit longer, if you want a little bit more intensity in that toe stretch, perhaps you bring yourself up to knee. Okay, grounded in the breath again. And returning back to tabletop. Give your toes a little wiggle, move your ankles around. Once your feet come back down, we're going to look at really stabilizing our whole torso. Aligning head, rib cage, hips, so that we're not dipping into the lower back. Here it's really that lower belly that starts the engagement. And it's almost like you have a big balloon really floating under your torso. So we're trying to stabilize as much as possible. And on your next exhale, give your right hand a little hover. On the inhale, release the hand, let your belly expand. Exhale, engage and hover your left hand. And we'll keep switching like this. Inhale to release. Exhale to support. Inhale to release. Exhale to hover. Keep going like this if that feels like the right amount of challenge. You want a little more if you're feeling really stable. Every time you hover one hand, hover the opposite leg off the floor. Inhale, let your belly expand to the alignment in your torso. Exhale, left hand, right leg. Maybe. We'll keep going. Now, if this is feeling quite easy for you, the next step would be to hold longer. Otherwise, just keep moving with your breath. If you're holding, keep supporting and maybe try to extend out, reaching far through the back heel. Good. Keep that lower belly lifting, releasing back down. Good. Keep going. Left hand, right leg. You can hold or you can flow. If everything goes well, extend out. Good. Make your back leg very strong. Lift through the low belly and release. Child's pose, big toes together, knees open. Bowing down. Walking your hands far forward until your arms are long. We're going to move those arms over to the right. And then we bow down again. If the head isn't resting down, fold your right arm for support. Same thing on the left. And returning back to center. Come up to tabletop. Tuck all of your toes. Be careful here. We're heading into down dog. So start to guide your hips back and up. Make sure your arms are really active. Here you can enjoy a little bit of pedaling through the legs. Releasing the head heavy. Grounding in your breath. Bend your knees deeply. You look forward and walk your feet slowly to the very front. Forward fold, little baby stickles. On your inhale, lengthen halfway. Open your chest. Feel the lower belly lengthening. Exhale to bow down. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Shoulders wide. Exhale to bow. Last word like a wave. And down. Coming up to standing, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay. We're staying standing for the next little bit, placing your feet about hip width distance apart first. Okay. Let's inhale, circle the arms up. Right hand will grab your left breast. You want to try to grow 1 inch taller, especially through your lower back. Keep that sense of space and length and guide your arms to the right. On your inhale, rise up. Switch the hands at the very top. Keep lengthening. Exhale to the left. On your inhale, rise. Exhale, release the arms. Interlace the fingers behind you. Open your chest with your arms bent at first, maybe lengthening. We'll inhale to lift up. forward fold. I invite you to bend your knees a little bit along the way, hinging at your hips. If it's available, bow your head down, move the arms up. Release the arms down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale to bow, rising up. Good. Okay, coming into chair pose. We're going to bring the feet a little bit wider here. And our goal will be to really move the hips back. We're getting a nice amount of strengthening in the legs and the glutes, also into the pelvic floor. We want to stay very long through the spine, so no rounding, no arching, everything nice and stable. So we're starting right here, hands into prayer. Guiding from the hips will move back. We're gonna lean forward here, and the arms can circle out and all the way up overhead. Try to really track your knees towards the center of each foot. And on the exhale, rise back up. So let the breath will flow. We'll inhale to sit back. Exhale to come up. And again. Keep going. About 2 more to go. Last one. Opening up for warrior 2. And let's flip our left toes out first. Pressing through both heels, we'll bend our left leg, tracking the knee towards the center of your foot. Arms go out, and we try to share our weight between the legs. Now, on your inhale, lengthen the front leg, both arms go up. Exhale, ground down, warrior 2. And again, inhale to rise. Exhale to ground. 3 more. Last one here. Okay, as you come down to warrior 2, lean forward to gently place your elbow down. Here the front bottom ribs need to stay connected in. We reach up first, feeling the anchor of both heels, breathing, and maybe you send your arm all the way overhead. Use both legs to slowly rise up, and we'll switch sides. All right. So we track the right knee, and we keep sharing the weight between the legs. On the inhale, rise. Exhale, ground. And again. Three more. Last round. Okay, extended side angle. Front bottom ribs stay connected. Reaching up, or maybe all the way overhead. Use your legs to help you come up. And flip the toes in. Bend your knees. And let's heels and toes our way back to the legs closer. We're coming to the front of our mat again. Same heart to baby. On your inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bowing down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands down. Take your right foot all the way back. Okay. But then we'll bring the back knee down. And if you need extra padding, you can organize that under your back knee. Coming up, we're shifting our whole torso and pelvis right over that back knee. The glutes can be active. We're opening up at the front. And with your right arm, we'll inhale to sweep up. Exhale, release. And again. Three more. Just making space. Last one here. Okay. From here, hands down, we'll come to tabletop. Cat-cows. Inhale to open. Exhale, round and curl in. Once again, like this. And back to a long spine, downward facing dog just for a short time. And bend the knees, walk your feet forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hands down, take your left foot back. Back knee comes down. Take the time you need here. When you're ready, rise up. Shift your pelvis back. Left arm, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release. Nice and easy. Last one here. Hands down, tabletop, cat-cows. Inhale, open. Exhale, round and curl. And again. Back to a neutral spine. Let's bring our right knee forward for pigeon pose. Now, especially postpartum, you want to be careful with any feeling of pressure down in your pelvis. So I highly recommend bringing a bit of support. If you have a cushion, a bolster, a block, you can place it directly under the pelvis here. And maybe you stay up, maybe you come down, and this can be a good time to connect with baby. If it's available to you, let your head bow down, breathing space into the bowl of your pelvis. Stay here longer if you feel the need to. Otherwise, tabletop or maybe downward facing dog. Eventually, we'll meet with our left knee forward. And bring support. The body really loves support. And shoulders easy. And then tabletop or down dog. Okay. Before we start resting a little bit, let's do some tummy time for us and maybe tummy time for baby if baby's awake and you feel like it's appropriate right now for baby to do tummy time. So for this one, we can actually gaze at one another. So you would want to come right onto your belly first and then organize baby. So baby is facing you. Okay. When babies are really young, it's quite helpful to have a little bit more elevation under their chest. So you could either fold the blanket there or bring an extra cushion. Okay. My baby model's not really good with tummy time, but maybe yours will be a little bit better. We'll start with a few cobra waves for us. So setting up the hands right beside your bottom ribs, lengthen your legs fully. Okay, think about gently rooting down through the pubic bone, and we'll really bring the emphasis on plugging the shoulders on the back. On your inhale, rise up, gazing towards baby, and exhale to bow. A few more of those, plugging the shoulders before you lift. Keep the lower back happy by really using the strength of your upper back instead. 2 more. Meanwhile, the legs are really long. Back of the neck is long. Last one here. Okay, once you bow down, reach the arms back. Take a moment if you need to rest your head on one side. Breathing into your belly, a little wiggle of the hips. And then we'll come into locust pose. So bring the head back to center, plug the shoulders. When you're ready, peel up through the upper spine. Option to add your legs ever so slightly off the floor. If everything goes well, lift your arms and hands a little higher. Keep the back of the neck long. Keep encouraging baby. And bowing down, child's pose. Maybe you need to keep baby there. Maybe you need to flip them over on their back again. Organizing the arms in any way that works best for your body right now. Long inhale through your nose. Exhale, deep sigh. Stay there for as long as you need to. But I'll show you how I would love for you to maybe try finishing your practice if the time's available. We're going to do a version of legs up the wall, but instead of the wall, we'll use a couch, which I find much more available, accessible. So for this, you can actually bring the sort of seating part of the couch a little bit higher up. I'm going to use the big pillows at the back, and then your pelvis can either be resting directly on the floor, or you might enjoy creating a little bit of elevation, especially if there's no bleeding for you right now, or if you're not on your period. You could bring 1, maybe 2 cushions under your pelvis, just to create that sense of drainage, to really take some pressure off of the organs of your pelvis and belly. Okay. I'm not going to put anything under my pelvis today, but let's see if we can have 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 will probably be good. So I'm going to put 1 big cushion there. Remember to roll on your side. And of course, baby can be in any position that works best for you. You can even ask your partner, if your partner's around, if they can bring baby onto you once you arrive in your legs of the couch. We're going to roll on our side first, quite close to the couch. And then flipping onto your back, the legs will simply rest right on that cushion. An option to bring some elevation under your pelvis. And an option to have baby resting on you. Remove any hairdo that might be in the way for your head and neck to reset properly. And either holding onto baby with the shoulders easy, or maybe your arms are free to be out, or even slightly above the head. Really great reset for your back. Staying here for as long as you can, even up to 10-15 minutes. Take some time to bow to yourself for carving some time for you today.